Live from the local station, News 4 Jax starts now.
A heated school board meeting in Clay County after the superintendent was accused of plagiarism on his master's paper. What members of the board and the public are saying about the issue.
Fireworks tonight in the Clay County School Board meeting after a lengthy back and forth over allegations of fraud and plagiarism against the district superintendent. They
are allegations the superintendent, Charlie Van Zandt, calls a pre-election stunt. Channel 4 Scott Johnson was there for tonight's meeting and joins us live from Clay County. Scott?
Well, they were not supposed to talk about this issue, but right as the school board meeting started here in Fleming Island, the board chair brought up what she referred to as the elephant in the room, the allegations against Charles Van Zandt, the superintendent, and why they can't discuss it. I want to tell you a little about this. The board chair said the Inspector General of the Florida Department of Education is now looking into this, and she said the district attorneys have advised the board that they can't discuss this issue because it involves school employees who have a right to due process. This was fodder for debate between board members who oppose Van Zandt and board members who say it can't be discussed right now. Members of the public also let the board know they're not happy about this apparent civil war between Clay County school leadership.
Ms. Carrigan, I'm sorry, but you're out of order.
No, actually,
no,
Ms. Carrigan said I have the floor to Robert's Rules of Order, and I just wanted the record to reflect. If I'm not discussing it, not discussing employees' names, I want the record to reflect that you removed this item in violation of school board policy.
Okay, ladies, are you done? That's enough. That's enough. No, we're going to...
I have one more thing.
Ms. Carrigan, we are going to save this for the end. There is a school board meeting that I would like to get on with. We'll get through it, and then we'll come back
Ms.
to this.
McKenna, are you prepared to discuss this as one individual board member taking action?
Ms. Carrigan,
are you prepared to answer one individual board member taking action?
I think it's time that you act like the professional, responsible, reasonable elected officials that we hired you to be. Apologize to Superintendent Van Zandt and the public that you've misled.
And two board members, Carol Studdard and Janice Karakas, who really brought this to the public's attention last week, were criticized by other board members for making it public. They say this should have been an internal matter, and they made it say it also it appeared, like on Channel 4 when they spoke in the media, that they were speaking for the entire school board, which other board members say those two were not. Superintendent Van Zandt says he can't comment on this publicly anymore, but did send a letter to the State Florida Ethics Board. I want to read you an excerpt of that letter. Says, I strongly urge your office to come investigate me in an effort to clear my name and protect the good name of the outstanding reputation of the Clay County School District. I have nothing to hide. We're live in Clay County. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.
Turning now to election 2016, the Democratic candidates for Florida's 5th Congressional District took the stage tonight at Jacksonville University for a debate. Incumbent Corrine Brown, LaShonda, L.J. Holloway, and Al Lawson participated in the hour-long debate hosted by our own Kent Justice. Channel 4's Janice Harris joining us live after also attending the debate. Janice, this debate got heated at times.
Yes, this debate definitely got heated at times, and strategically each individual tried to make sure they separated themselves from the other candidates running. L.J. Holloway saying that, you know, she's not a politician, she's not a career politician, she knows how to work with politicians, she's the only person with a law degree, but that the other two candidates need to move out of the way and make room for someone new. Then you had Al Lawson, who is a state politician, saying he has years of experience and that's why he can transition into the job on the federal level. And then Corrine Brown highlighting the fact that she has definitely, as she would put it, got the job done, and that her constituents know she can do it again for another term. Meanwhile, there were some varying opinions during this discussion when it came to questions about military spending, when it came to questions about how to fund community college, but there was also varying opinion about Eureka Garden, specifically focusing on how that should have been taken care of. Lawson took that as an opportunity to attack Congresswoman Brown, saying she didn't do enough. Brown saying that HUD's budget was bare bones. It took years years to get it fixed, and she did the same thing in Sanford. And then you had Holloway saying that it can all be taken care of with local, state, and federal working collectively together. Now, there was also varying opinions when the question of minimum wage being at $15 was brought up. They all said yes, but then their opinions varied drastically, and there was back and forth between Congressman Brown and Lawson. Take a listen.
I favor increase in the minimum wage, but I think it had to be phased in. You know, when we're at $8.25, I favor going to $12 per hour and working it in as you go up to $15. Because you will hurt small businesses if you go up drastically. And I'm a small business owner, and I have to make payroll. And we don't want people to lay off people. We want people to bring more people in to work for them.
Absolutely, I support it, and we need to start with the federal and state government. And when Al Lawson was a state rep, or whether he was a senator, he did not vote to give the employees that increase. So I really believe that the government is the catalyst for raising the wages.
First of all, that's not true. And I think if you went to Tallahassee, across this state, in any of these counties, there's no one supported workers more than I have.
I certainly support increasing the minimum wage. However, I'd like for it to, as a small business owner, I understand that 88% of the small businesses in America have less than 100 employees. So in an effort not to put small business owners out of business, I believe that we should have a phased process.
Now, let me also remind you that this particular congressional district they're debating about has been redrawn. They all had their own answers on how they would be able to make it work best. However, we'll see after this debate for the primary whether or not the redrawing of the district will hurt or help any of these three candidates. And of course, tomorrow morning we'll have more on this congressional debate in the morning on our morning show. Live from Jacksonville University, Janice Harris, Channel 4, the local station.
Janice, thanks. Today's debate comes on the same day that we learned Congresswoman Brown will be back in federal court next week. Her new attorneys filed motions to be removed from the case, citing irreconcilable differences with Brown. A judge now wants to find out whether Brown can afford counsel. After tonight's debate, we asked her about her financial situation and more about her indictment. You can see her range of emotions about this sensitive topic.
Are you having a cash issue?
Yes. Yes, I am. It's very challenging to balance both, you know, running a campaign and your legal bills. Because somebody make an accusation against you doesn't mean that you're guilty. And if so, then what's going on with our system of government? What happens when you are charged? Do you get a chance to defend yourself? Or is it some bull paid and placed people with a witch hunt?
Brown's next court date is Tuesday afternoon. All three debates, by the way, hosted by News4Jax this week, can be seen on our website, news4jax.com. Just look under the Politics tab.
American swimmers Gunnar Bentz and Jack Conger are on their way back from Brazil right now on a flight. This after testifying about claims they were robbed following a late night of partying. Police have said the story was a lie and that they and two other swimmers, U.S. swimmers, including Ryan Lochte, instead vandalized a gas station. The returning swimmers were whisked through security at the airport and did not have to wait in line this evening. Tonight we're hearing from a neighbor of Lochte's father who lives in Daytona Beach. The neighbor is coming to Lochte's defense.
Pretty soon I'm sure we'll find out, you know, fact and fiction, but, you know, I know the Lochte's are good people, and I know Ryan's a fine young man. He's represented our country for many years, done a really fine job swimming, all those medals and everything. So well, let's not throw him under the bus until we find out exactly what's happened.
We're also learning more about what is next legally for Olympic swimmer Ryan Lochte. There are conflicting reports tonight about whether the 32-year-old and one other swimmer had been indicted on a charge of filing a false police report. Channel 4's Francesca Amaker spoke with a local attorney who broke down what penalties could lie ahead.
For now, reporting in Daytona Beach, Francesca Amaker, Channel 4, the local station.
Fran, thanks.
The news at 11 will be right back. Some controversial comments made during last night's congressional debate are getting big reaction today.
Former Sheriff John Rutherford, one of the 7 candidates seeking to replace Andrew Crenshaw, said Black Lives Matter should be considered a hate group. He made this comment as he responded to a question by moderator Kent Justice.
Specifically, Kent, what I said was they should be labeled a hate group. That's exactly what I said. And look, I stand by that. This group, if you look at the rhetoric that's coming out, marching down the streets of New York talking about frying police officers like pigs in a bacon in a blanket or something like that. Horrible rhetoric to attack police. And then a couple weeks later, we have a couple police officers that are murdered, sitting in their squad car. Yes, they should be labeled a hate group.
Channel 4's Jim Piggott covered the debate. Today, he spoke with people who are reacting to Rutherford's comments.
Jim Piggott, Channel 4, the local station.
Our 5 powerful radar sweeps give you 5 times more coverage, letting you know when severe weather's coming, hours before it happens. Channel 4 is the weather authority.
So we are transitioning as we go through the month of August. You may not even realize it. Late next week, we could see a nor'easter roll in.
Oof, John, thank you. It was a heartbreaking story, a child trying to sell his teddy bear so his family could have some food.
Next, how one Walmart employee stepped up to the plate to help the children who are now in custody of their grandmother. An update now to a story from last week where a little boy from Ohio tried selling his stuffed animal for food.
Well, now a man who works at Walmart is stepping up to help. Walmart and the employee offered to help the little boy and his siblings as well as their grandmother, who now has custody of all 7 children. Investigators removed the kids from their parents' custody last week after police say they found the children living in, quote, deplorable conditions at their home. Each family member was paired with a Walmart associate who helped them pick everything out from clothes to food and shoes.
Just said it's unbelievable that somebody and some company would do something like this for people they don't know. Sam Walton started this company taking care of people, and that's what we do. Without Walmart, there's nothing I could have done personally, but my company had my back, and that's what they did. I asked the question, and they said, no hesitation, do it.
The children's parents are both due in court next month on child neglect charges. They have pleaded not guilty. An artist group uses some guerrilla marketing tactics to show off their work.
After sports, how they're getting naked statues of Donald Trump on the streets of several cities.
Joint practices are a thing of the future for the Jaguars. You can be sure of that. They haven't been much in the past, but we'll explain why right after the break. In the last 3 years, the Jaguars knew that they needed to work on themselves. They didn't need other teams coming in here to show them exactly what they didn't have. The Jaguars, and you can vote on our game of the week starting tomorrow morning on the morning show.
Looking forward to that.
All right. Fun is back.
Thanks, Sam.
Exactly. All right, quick look at the 7-day forecast. You know what, Sam, I hate to tell you this part. Friday Night Football in Florida has been plagued by rain in years gone by. Last 2 years have been pretty good, but I can see rain coming on Thursday next week, maybe Friday too.
Several statues of a naked Donald Trump have been popping up in public places around the nation.
Here's one of the statues in Los Angeles. The group called the Anarchist Artist Collective in Decline unveiled the statues. We can't say the name of the work of art on TV. It's a bit indecent, but it's a play on the Hans Christian Andersen work, The Emperor Has No Clothes. The group says it doesn't expect the statues to be in place very long before city crews remove them. What do you say about that?
I mean, whether he's your candidate or not, no one wants to see. I think we all agree, Trump's rump.
Trump's rump?
I don't see it.
That's how it came out?
Uncomfortable.
Have a good night.
All right.
At News 4 Jax, we're always covering the news, even when we're not on TV. Stay informed, on the go, and online at news4jax.com.